I'm supposed to do an episode of this car which I will aptly name the People's Republic Carrier. Only that it doesn't have the engine for carrying, doesn't come from a republic, and no amount of people buying it will make it any good. This is the Wuling Sunshine S. No, don't clean your glasses. That is what the Wuling Sunshine S actually is. The one we have in-game is the Wuling Hongguang S, the minivan. Yeah, they screwed up the name. And even though, spoilers, it's not that good, it ends up being probably one of my favorite vehicles in the game. Because in a world of 1500 horsepower supercars which have fancy wings that do black magic, launching them at over 500 kilometers per hour, not in this case, this car is bog standard and a good representation of modern day cars you would be driving. To prove that point, it has a 1.2-liter 83 horsepower engine that you see in small Chevrolet cars, coupled with an allegedly 5-speed gearbox driving the rear wheels. No, it doesn't do any drifting, sadly. And the car is also dirt cheap. You could buy one starting at $6,200. At least 5 million are thought to have been sold until now. But with such a cheap and unremarkable car, it can only mean one thing. It is not fast at all. But if we check its Wikipedia page... yeah, sure, that car can reach 310 kilometers per hour if you modify it in-game, which we will not. Time to test it and see what it can do. Away it goes with Jackie Dan at the wheel, and it's going to take a while again. Here are some interesting facts about China. Did you know that the mortar used to bind the Great Wall stones are made with sticky rice? Or that China is about the same size as the United States but uses only one time zone instead of 4?
2 hours later.
Dan seems to be done with the meaty part and now moves on to the bone part. The lap is, as you'd expect, slow and visually uninteresting. Another one. Did you know China owns and leases all the pandas in the world, except for 2 in Mexico? Dan reaches the ankle part, but we will see the sunshine rainbowing through the second corner, making boring work out of the S-Bank. And not flipping around 108 here. One last fact. Did you know that ice cream was invented in China about 4,000 years ago? It was a combination of milk, rice mixture, and snow. I forgot to say across the line. The Sunshine did the lap in 1 minute 32 seconds 392. Let's see what the top speed is in the HST. 139 kilometers per hour, and if you are thinking why is it only in 3rd, here is what happens when it is in 4th, and here is what happens when it is in 5th. Yeah. I once drove this car that you see on the screen as a rental. Same engine, power, weight, it was faster than this. And this was the worst rental car I've ever driven. Now, let's wrap things up with the yeet test. But before we do that, let's put a star on the reasonably priced car. Perfect. Now let's take it out to the start line and oh shit. We had to go to the backup car, and a lot of people seem to be having fun on the track. Hey, don't scratch the paintwork. We don't have the budget for another car. Oh, he ran right through it. Goes past the speed camera at 97.03 kilometers per hour. Therefore, we proved that it can do 0 to 60 miles per hour. Oh, and the bonus fact. Fortune cookies are not Chinese. It was made in San Francisco, and it is not a Chinese custom, tradition, or whatever you want to call it.
12 seconds later.
flies off the ramp and achieves a distance of 66.55 meters. To put that into perspective, that distance is slightly longer than the height of the Oslo City Hall. Let's check where the sunshine ends up on the leaderboards. It ends up above the Catrel! Whee! Well done! And please, if any of the devs of the Forza series are watching this video, add more of these cars. I really do enjoy having something that is real-life attainable and drivable in the game. Thank you for watching. Next time we are taking a look at the fastest car currently in-game.